What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Dueling podcast. And we thought it was timely that we cover a movie that takes place during the same time. The Midsommar Festival is taking place. Okay. Is taking place this week, I believe in Sweden. So we decided to cover the movie of the same name.
Oh, now you're agreeing that it's Midsommar, even though you just called it Midsommar again? No, it's not. Every Swedish character calls it Midsommar, and if you have subtitles on, which I do for everything I watch, it's spelled the same way as the title, but it's Midsommar. Because just because something's spelled a certain way doesn't mean it's fucking said that way, you dumb motherfucker. I don't know why you choose to be wrong, get corrected, and then stay wrong all the fucking time. Like, you don't even take in new information. You just decide to be stupid. And you're still doing it. You said, yeah, it's the Midsummer Festival in Sweden for this movie, Midsommar. That's not a word. No,
that's what the festival's called.
Yes, and the movie is named after this festival. And in Swedish, it's spelled that way. You dumb motherfucker. You can't be this stupid, can you?
You're gonna hate me in October when I call the witch Vivitch.
Well, it is well, at least that one's spelled with 2 V's. It's still the witch, but you're just stupid. Like, genuinely, you're just dumb. I just need you to acknowledge that you are getting it wrong on purpose. That's what I want you to say.
Oh, yeah,
I am actively stupid. I need you to say this for the internet.
Just say it how it's spelled out.
That's not how words work.
It's the Midsummer Festival, I know.
I'm about to start sending you some words because I want you to say them how they're spelled so I can get you fucking canceled.
You want me, who stutters and has a lisp, to say words?
Oh, my computer's exploding.
Oh, no, my internet just died.
No, it's my computer's exploding. Your internet's fine, dumbass.
Twinsies?
Holy shit. No, not twinsies. How can you be so stupid? Does it, like, hurt to be alive? Like, does your brain constantly hurt because, like, the most basic of thought is so difficult for you?
No, thought's really easy for me.
I disagree.
No, it's really easy.
No, getting things wrong is easy for you. That's not thinking. That's just saying.
Sometimes you gotta do the thing that, like, some people on the internet like to do and just kind of spout bullshit.
That's all you do. You've never been correct about anything.
Mm-hmm.
You just spout bullshit.
About a lot of things.
I'm upset.
Anyways, Geek, you haven't seen this 2019 horror film.
This was the first A24 movie I've ever seen.
Oh, that's right. This is from A24. I didn't realize that. I remember it's from A24.
Now I'm just waiting for the... What are they doing? They're doing a Backrooms movie? Mm-hmm. Didn't they just get Elden Ring also?
Yep.
And they're doing another video game movie. I don't remember what the third one is.
They're trying to move out of the, like, we just do the artsy art house films because art house films don't make a lot of money. So they're trying to make money because they're a studio. So they...
Oh, they're doing a Death Stranding game. Sorry, I was trying to...
Yeah, that seems like Kojima.
You think they're going to get Norman Reedus?
Yeah, I think Kojima's got to be like, hey, Norman, I need you to do this project for me. I need you to walk 20 miles, and that's it.
We're actually walking 20 miles. That's the secret.
We're doing walking simulator. I've never played Death Stranding. I have no idea.
I'll pay you $1 million a mile. No.
Yeah, but A24 produced this film. It's an Ari Aster film who also did Hereditary. A lot of people love that movie. I don't. I find this movie more enjoyable. But how did you feel about this A24 film?
This movie is good, but it suffers the same fate as the first Indiana Jones movie. The main character doesn't fucking matter. If you just killed them before this movie started, the plot doesn't change even a little, except for you get a different May Queen. That's it. But that doesn't really matter. Like, genuinely, it doesn't. That doesn't matter to the plot. All of her friends still die the same way. They all go to Sweden. Literally, not a thing changes if Florence Pugh is not in this movie. If they just delete that character. And okay, so that's just kind of dumb.
Florence Pugh.
Doesn't matter whether I respect her or not. My point still stands.
Second of all,
her character's useless to the story.
but it's also telling her story. Yes, she doesn't affect
Well,
the
no,
plot
she's telling
directly.
everybody else's story. That she
No,
just was
her
there to
story.
witness.
No, I think her story is really impactful.
All of my friends died, and I
No,
can
because
control flowers now.
first, she doesn't control flowers.
What are you talking? She was literally making the fucking leaves on the chair move with powers, mystical mind powers.
Buddy, they take drugs at the beginning of this trip. You don't think they're taking drugs throughout?
They make a point of showing every time they take drugs, and she did not.
They also put pubic hair in a pie. Do you not think they put mushrooms in those pies?
I mean, we probably would have seen it while she was making the pies. This movie is very deliberate about showing you everything. This movie literally shows you the entire Christian's entire plot on a blanket at the beginning of the fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
So stop with this. This was the one thing they did off screen. No, the fuck it wasn't, dude. Shut the fuck up.
It's a cult. Cults use drugs to influence their.
It's
members.
not a cult, technically.
It is. It's
no,
cult
it's
behavior, literally.
It's not a cult.
They target Danny because she is a emotionally vulnerable person.
What do you mean they target her?
The Swedish guy in the group, I don't remember his fucking name, targets her by treating her kinder than her boyfriend or anyone else in that group does to get her on his side, to get her more like comfortable with him, and because she's emotionally vulnerable after the death of her parents and her sister, leading her to be more able to be indoctrinated by the cult ideology.
Okay, number one, I still think you don't know what a cult is. I just don't, because there's no genuine. A cult requires a genuine leader. This place does not have a leader.
It's a commune. It's the point of commune. There's no general leader. It's just the people.
Then it's not a cult. It's a commune. Those are different things. Actually, those are different things. Words have meanings for a reason, Grayson. No, cults require a leader. There is no leader here. It's not a cult. Stop trying to tell me I'm wrong when I'm actively telling you the definition of what a cult is.
And I'm responding to you that this is a commune.
So it's not a cult.
Okay.
That's the end of that. Just stop. It's not a cult. We're done. That's the end of the sentence. Oh my God. Why do you want to make me crash out?
It's a organization that seeks to indoctrinate people into their type of living. They don't
seek to indoctrinate people, because none of the people there are, like, none of the people part of the commune, except for Danny, are actually from outside of the commune. The people who got brought in. So here's my takeaway. It wasn't he was trying to get her to join the thing. It's she wasn't supposed to be there, because they mention how the whole point was him and his brother were bringing people back to be sacrificed.
Yeah.
Danny was one too many people. But this guy, who it's very clear finds her attractive, knows her boyfriend is about to die, and sees his chance to, like, aha. Also, her boyfriend's a piece of shit, and I hate him.
This sack of shit.
but also, he knows boyfriend's about to die. You're here now. I'm gonna be the only friend you have left at the end of these 4 days, 9 days, whatever. Most of them were dead in 3. They die real quick. But, like, I don't think that was just a cult thing. And again, I don't even think it's a commune, because you would be accepting people from outside all the time, which they don't. They only accept people from outside, not into the group. They just let them do the diddly sometimes.
That's the worst way you could have said that.
That's why I said it.
Like, you could have said do the do, or, you know,
do the diddly.
Fun times or something. No, diddly do, or whatever you fucking said, do the diddly.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's funny. I'm trying to be entertaining. Okay.
No, I get that.
Golly.
See, I viewed it as they took this vulnerable woman that was not supposed to be there. They adapted on the fly, and I mean, he knew what was going on with her. I mean, that boyfriend was a sack of shit and told them everything.
Yeah.
So he took the chance to bring someone into the group that wasn't going to invade their privacy, because that's the reason why everyone dies. They invade things they're not supposed to do.
Dude.
They touch things they're not supposed to. Danny is like, I will do whatever you guys want to do and have fun. I'm with you. I'm not gonna go be nosy Nancy. I'm gonna enjoy your culture in the most respectful way possible. That's a real queen right there.
Or
That's
not
a May
enjoy
right
it
there.
in the terms of the dead people jumping off the cliff. She did not enjoy that at all, actually.
She was more shocked. She's been around so much death in the last year at that point.
Technically, she hasn't been around death. She's heard about death. She wasn't near her family.
She's the one who discovered her parents and her sister.
No.
They show that later in the movie where she rolls up to the house in the car. They show a flashback.
I don't think that was actually a flashback. I think that was just a bad trip again.
It might be.
Because the movie makes a point that she's not in the same place as her family, and her family dies the same night she was hanging out, or like had called her boyfriend already saying something bad happened, and then she's still in her apartment when she gets the call finding out something bad happened. She didn't go anywhere. Just stop.
No, I took that later scene in the movie as her remembering going to the scene where she found her sister.
That's why her, like, all of her visions seeing like exactly how her sister was dead make no sense to me, because she never saw it. And like, just because okay, here's a question. If you read a police report, does the vision of it you get in your mind, like, I don't know if you've read a police report and then seen pictures, does the vision perfectly match what the pictures are ever?
Okay, so when you imagine something, Geek, I know you don't do it.
That's why I'm asking, is because like I don't know.
It was just it was a small shot of you.
So
when you imagine something, it's never gonna be perfectly like to the thing you're thinking about, but it's like you're putting a puzzle together, and those little lines that are in a puzzle.
Yeah.
Like, those are like things you can't see. It's just like they're not meshing together. So yeah, the police report, when you see the pictures, are not going to be exactly to what you think about. But the description should be good enough where you get a really good idea.
I guess the only thing we ever really she ever really sees is like her parents just in bed, and then that she probably could picture pretty perfectly, and then like she doesn't see anything laying around it other than just her sister with the tube, that's a better word, duct taped to her mouth, which is crazy. That's so much more aggressive. Like, you could have just gone the same strategy you did with your parents and just like gone to sleep and let it happen slow. You did not need to like I get mental things and blah, but like, goddamn, dude.
She said that Danny says that she's bipolar, which means that she's having a intensity of emotions, and it's probably why she said, okay, they get the tube under the door, I get the tube in the fucking mouth. But the first like 10 minutes of this film are super heavy. Like, I remember watching this for the first time. I didn't watch them in the theaters. I was 17 when this came out, but I watched this later when I was a young adult, which I still am, I guess. I feel old. But I watched this later, and I literally had to pause the movie and just kind of like take a step back as how like thick the beginning of this movie is. Because you have a shitty boyfriend, a lot of fucking mental illness from Danny herself, and then you have a double homicide suicide.
Her, when she's leaving the voicemail, I got really confused because her voice sounded like Anya Taylor-Joy.
They have both very raspy voices. Maybe I got a thing for raspy voices. So maybe that's my thing.
But like, the only time I ever heard it was the very beginning phone call. Like, it doesn't sound the same any other time. But the very beginning phone call, I'm like, wait, Anya Taylor-Joy's in this movie? I didn't think so. So I like looked up the cast list. I'm like, no, she's not. What the fuck? Then it was Florence Pugh.
You ever like wake up and your voice is a little like deeper and raspier?
Well, she didn't. I don't think she had just woke up.
No, but she probably hadn't talked in a while, and her voice is a little raspier.
Yeah, this movie also, along with the main character doesn't matter to the plot, which is tough. Hey man, that is an important thing to bring up.
It's her plot. Like everything that's happening to her is her plot. It's an internal plot. It's not an external plot. It's an internal plot from Danny.
Nothing's ever happening to her. Everything's happening to somebody else.
And it affects her, and that's her internal battle.
All right, man.
It's an internal story.
It's just like the first Indiana Jones movie. You take her out of the movie, not a single thing changes.
I get that, because that's external. That's things that the main character happens.
How can you be the main character when you do not matter to the story?
Because your story is the main story, which is Danny's struggle with her mental health and trying to find out what the fuck is wrong with her.
Well,
and in reality, nothing's wrong with her. She just had to find the people who accepted her.
Then this movie's so now the commune's a good thing. I see.
For Danny, not for everyone else who puts their nose in the wrong place.
I don't know if it's good for her either. But hey,
she doesn't need to know that. That's why I say it's a cult. That it's like under false pretenses and.
But no, it's so. It's not a cult. This just reminds me of like, I don't know. Like it's obviously not the same type of thing, but like, it gives the feel of like the like lost tribes type thing where they're still living under super different just norms, and everybody's just like, we'll just let them stay over there and be all right.
Yeah.
So still don't think it's a cult, just people who haven't progressed.
Sure.
They also say that this festival only happens every 90 years.
No.
They do. That is the thing.
Feast only happens every 90 years. The festival happens every year.
I was so confused on that because I was like, how do they have pictures of so many May Queens if there have only been cameras for like 3 of them? This doesn't make any sense.
I was confused at first when I watched this. I double checked by going back to the movie. They had the festival every year. The feast is every 90.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Guess that does make sense because there's probably somebody turning. What happens if nobody turns 72 that year?
No one dies.
So do you even have the festival?
No, you still make the sacrifices. It's just the 72. They've outrun their duty, so they're automatic sacrifices, you know?
Gotcha. Well, no, they weren't part of the actual sacrifice thing.
They were considered the first 2 sacrifices.
So they sacrificed 11 people, even though it only needed to be 9?
No, they sacrificed 9. They're the first 2.
There are 9 people in that building.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just I want to make.
No, there are 9 people in that building because there's the 2 people that got turned into trees, because those aren't the people who jumped. Because they still have normal shaped heads.
Midsommar sacrifice count. I'm gonna give it a put off.
Oh God, you're on a list. So it's supposed to be 9, but there's 9 in the building.
The sacrifices are 4 outsiders by the Harga members, 4 of the other members who volunteer, and 1 final person selected. Okay, yeah, makes sense. No, you're right.
Yeah, I counted the people in the building because I was curious. Well, because the first shot you get that shows a lot of people in the building, like when I counted, I was like, that's only 7. That's really weird. And then the camera kept panning out, and I saw the 2 tree people, and it's like, oh, that's 9.
Yeah, it's just part of the ritual of that they do during
Midsummer. Because the 72 thing isn't part of being a ritual. That's just, as they talked about, you get to 72. I forget the guy who brought them there's name, but he straight up told them, what happens when you turn 72? That's it.
I thought he was kidding.
Yeah. No,
but they do it
that's
during
it. That's the end of the line.
Festival, there's someone who's 72, yeah. So it's an additional little fun thing they do.
But the very beginning of this movie, all of this extra trauma could have been avoided by Danny just breaking up with Christian immediately.
Oh, I thought you meant the fucking sister and parents. I'm like,
Oh yeah, just
buddy,
cut them off. Just cut them off, all of them.
Um, well, the
No,
thing about
just
being in a bad relationship is that sometimes you don't know you're in a bad relationship.
the issue is we hear her on the phone with her friend telling us she knows she's in a bad relationship.
Well,
She thinks it's bad because she's bad.
Correct.
But okay, then just use that as your excuse and leave with the "it's because I'm bad for you" bullshit. Also,
Well,
Christian
like, I'm
guy, you hate her. You admit to hating her. You don't want to be. Just leave. It's not that hard. Like, actually, it's not.
Well, I think after the suicide and murders, I think I would be like, I should not break up with her right now. I waited a little bit. He waits additional 6 months, then he should. But
yeah,
I do love the tidbit at, like, I think it's the midpoint. Yeah, it's probably during the midpoint. Where they're asked how long they've been together, and he says 3.5 years because that's where he views the relationship has died. And she goes 4 years because that's where they're currently at.
yeah.
It's an additional little tidbit I love in the script.
Yeah.
He's a fucking asshole, though.
Yeah.
Terrible human being.
He's a piece of shit. So is basically everyone in that group.
True.
Because the Swedish guy's a piece of shit for bringing all of his friends to die.
No. He's not because those weren't really his friends. You know this. He was there.
So he's been gaslighting them for years into believing they were friends, so he could get them to die.
Gaslighting everyone else. Like, what do you want? There's a point in this film, especially with Christian being an asshole and cheating on his girlfriend, that I was staring at the screen. And I'm like, I can't. I always forget that Geek also has to watch his movies, and I just sent him a movie with very naked people.
What? Sorry, I was looking at people argue. I was looking at what you were doing, the argument about AI you were having earlier, and I got distracted. So sorry. Please repeat what you just said. I will look at that later.
I was watching the movie, and I realized that you also have to watch these movies. And I just sent you a movie full of naked people and a clear dick and
okay.
But I was just like, I wonder how Geek feels about all the nudity I just sent his way.
Doug, my favorite show of all time is Game of Thrones.
I understand that, but it's different from I'm gonna have to talk about with this guy later about this movie.
I mean,
really
are we gonna break
weird.
down this fucking ritualistic sex scene?
That's what I'm saying. It's it's a little weird.
I just didn't figure we were gonna do that. I figured we'd mention it, but I mean, we can break it down thrust by thrust if needed. But I don't.
I'm just saying. I'm thinking Geek is watching the same exact scene. It was me right around the same time.
No.
I wonder what's going through his mind. Yeah, so did I.
Today was tough. I didn't fall asleep until 2 p.m.
And you're up again at 5?
Yeah, and I got yelled at by you.
Because your alarm wasn't working.
No, it worked. I just didn't want to get up. I was tired.
I'm tired too.
Yeah, but you slept for more than 3 hours, you bitch.
I did. It's crazy. It's called the sleep schedule.
Yeah, I had one of those too, and then somebody made me watch Midsommar.
Buddy, you could have watched this last night.
Well, for me, I did. Technically, I finished Midsommar at 9 a.m. I just couldn't fall asleep. I just laid in bed forever. It was awful. Yeah, everybody in this movie sucks, and I hate them all.
Is there any reason you particularly hate people? Aside from the obvious, I'm gonna break the rules you've set in place, and
well, I mean, that is my least favorite trope of horror movies. Like, can we just have a horror movie one time that is not? Oh, as long as you don't do this one thing that we tell you not to do, everything will be fine, and people just do it. It's like, this isn't scary. This is just karma. You deserve this. If I tell you not to open that door, or you'll die, and then you open that door and I kill you, that's your own fault. That's not scary. You're just an idiot.
Geek, if I hand you a button, a big red button, and I say, don't press this, what are you going to do? That's the thing, is that horror doesn't tell you why you shouldn't do these things, so that's why people do these things. If I hand you a big red button and say, don't press it, you're going to press it and see what happens.
Maybe, maybe not. But this is also not even kind of the same thing. Can I take a picture of this very secret, sacred thing to you? No.
Yeah.
Oh, now I need to break into their church to get a picture. That's not the same as don't push this button.
It's the same type of temptation of like.
It's really not. I don't get tempted to steal.
That's because you're a good person, Geek. These people are not good people.
Other than I really do want to break into the Vatican and go to visit all the stuff underground, the secret archive things. Yeah, thank you. That's the word. All the stuff that's hidden in there. I want to know. Yeah. No, but the Vatican supposedly has a bunch of stuff hidden down there that they don't want people to see, and I want to see that.
Supposedly.
Well,
you know, it's something supposedly somewhere, like a bunch of stuff. They're probably somewhere else because they know that people are going to try to go into the
no, because area. The Vatican is like crazy when it comes to not letting people down there.
Fair.
So
I want to go in the Paris catacombs so badly.
That's fair. But no, I would love to just. You want to go break into the Vatican? Let's make this plan live on the internet where they can hear us.
I've got to get Nick Cage for this idea, though. I'll make it into a movie.
True.
International treasure.
Real movie. International treasure. There you
go. No, but like these people they're bad people, and that's why you like to see them die. But that's why you also root for Danny, because Danny's not a bad person. She gets rewarded at the end by being treated like she should be, as a queen.
I don't really know what happens with Danny at the end of this movie. Like, yes, she didn't die.
That is a question I pondered. Yeah.
Like, when she got covered in flowers, she is so drugged out. She can't talk. She can't move. She's just stuck. Like, what happened? There's also that thing. I don't think we ever saw any of the other May Queens as if they were alive. I think she just like dies in that bundle of flowers.
No, I don't think they killed the May Queen. I think those just are older May Queens, and they don't wear their flower dress all the time.
Older May Queens. We like. I guess I should have combed the pictures better, but like, there literally would have been a May Queen last year. Where's she?
Fair. No, that's fair. I don't know. The question that I pondered at the movie was: is Danny part of the commune now? Is she to be murdered next? Like, I kind of like the ambiguity left at the end because it lets you think about what's possible. And I don't really need that answer like finished. I think honestly it helps the longevity of a film when you can think about it and think about the possible implications at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah, apparently, well, some people are saying that she's gonna live there.
Perhaps. It's not unheard of.
They're not going to let her leave.
No. I do love the ending scene of her in the flowers while she's like walking with them because it reminds me of a Slug, and it's the only thing I think about when I watch that scene.
Wait, what?
The ending scene when she's walking in the flowers, in the burning, whatever you want to call that building.
Yeah.
I just think of a Slug the whole time, like a crying slug.
Fair.
And it's the only thing I can think of. In a really intense scene, it should not be my first thought and why I giggle every time I watch that. It sets people off. Like my mom watching while that scene was happening, I was giggling, and she's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I was like, "It's funny because she's a slug of flowers."
There multiple of the runes I have tattooed on my hand were it popped up in this movie, and that was fun.
Well, they're Nordic runes. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought it was fun. I every once in a while I was like, oh. Do the little whistle. Right here. The Leo. You know. Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, yeah.
Never seen it.
I know. It's a Tarantino film. You've only watched one Tarantino film in your life. It was Pulp Fiction for the show.
Yeah. I think we need to watch more A24 movies.
We have the Vitch is an A24. We'll watch that in October. It's one of my favorite movies.
What are popular ones I haven't seen?
A24 films?
Yeah.
I mean, Hereditary. I was gonna say Nora, but that's Neon. That's A25. They just dropped one recently. Death of Unicorn came out this year as well. The X trilogy is pretty decent. That's another horror trilogy.
Oh, The Whale. I've heard of that one.
Yeah, The Whale. That's got Brendan Fraser from last week. Oh, Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans are going to be in a new one called The Materialist. It's a rom-comedy.
Oh, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I've heard of that one.
It was an Oscar winner.
Huh? They also do Moonlight.
Yeah, they produced it. No, you're good.
They also did Uncut Gems.
They do a lot of movies. A lot
Is
of
that
intense. What?
I saw a movie and then I lost it. Hold on. I don't know if it's a movie. A show? What is Bodies? Bodies? Bodies
is a horror movie made in 2022. Takes place during a hurricane. It's a slasher film.
Is that not? I mean, that's Pete Davidson, obviously.
Yeah, it is A24. Because I remember
no,
I
don't mean that. Was that not MGK?
No.
No? You sure?
I'm 90% sure.
Hold on. Gotta look it up now.
I have it right in front of me. Pete Davidson, it's Lee Pace, Connor O'Malley. No. No MGK.
That's kind of surprising. Half the shit that that guy, Pete Davidson, is in, MGK just shows up. It's so funny. It's like Adam Sandler with all of his friends. Pete Davidson just brings MGK to stuff.
Yeah, I think this was just more like Pete Davidson got a job and MGK just needed to not be at his job.
I mean, honestly, MGK was probably like on tour or something, so it stopped being important. Like I genuinely just think that's MGK is just not doing anything. So Pete's just like, hey, you want to come? You want to show up for this thing? And I was like, sure, I'm bored.
Maybe.
Like half of it, like some of the movies and shit, like obviously he gets paid, but for the other ones, it's like, does he even get paid, or is he just like showing up, just letting stuff happen?
Probably not. What I meant so. Oh my god. Yawning. I'm yawning out here, geek.
Yeah. That'll happen. It happens when you're tired.
I am tired. I'm very tired.
No more tires.
No.
All right. This movie had a really tiny budget. I saw that yesterday. $9 million.
Yeah, it's A24's business model is make it cheap, like really well made, and get a lot of money for it.
How are they gonna make Elden Ring but cheap?
So like I said earlier, they're trying to branch out from their, indie super in-depth art films and make more like blockbusters. So they'll probably put more money into it than they're.
So that one they'd have to. I feel like Backrooms they could do pretty cheap.
Oh yeah, and the guy who made the series is directing it.
Oh really? That's sick.
Yeah.
Because which
is all in CG. He did that all in CG himself.
Which one? Because there's like 8 Backrooms games.
All of them. The games? No, I'm talking about the shows. The show, the series on YouTube.
I don't think I've ever watched that.
They're really good. They're really well made.
Like, I've just played the games. I was like, the games don't feel like they're CG, man.
No.
Not like that. That's wild.
No, I meant like
But no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll react to those on stream one night.
You should. They're really good.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. You can actually show them because they're YouTube.
Yeah. That is it. Off episode conversation. I forgot we were recording a thing. I was just gonna keep us being distracted. I was going over there.
Well, that's kind of Dueling Fates.
Right, that's what this thing's called.
How much did it make? I don't know how much it made.
$49 million.
That's almost 5 did budget.
Yeah.
Well, it probably did 5 its budget. There's some nice shots I love in this movie. Did you catch her sister being the back of the mirror when she runs at the beginning of the movie when she runs into the
that
shed?
was her sister?
That's her sister with the tube in her mouth.
I thought it was oh god, when you look up
it's like a half second. This is the first time I've ever
I saw somebody in the mirror because because she reacts to it, but I thought it was, I don't know, there's a guy like, I don't know who you played. So Bjorn, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, and I also just lost it. Okay. Bjorn Andresen. The picture of him on just on Google, because when you type in Midsommar, he's like the 4th person to show up.
Yeah.
His like long hair and beard. I thought it was him. So I kept waiting for like him to be the villain, like to matter. And I swear, other than in the mirror that one time, I never saw him. Apparently that was the sister in the mirror. Yeah.
So I've had to rewind to see it before, but like this is the first time I've caught it in live, like without pausing. Probably because I knew it was going to be in that corner.
Fair.
But it really like it will make your hair on your arm stand up.
But yeah, I saw that. I just thought it was some creepy old dude.
I mean, this movie is filled with creepy old dudes.
Right. So like you could see why I'd be confused.
Yeah. There's also a shot where she's on that platform when she's being carried by everyone. In the trees behind her, you can make out a face with a tube coming out of it.
Didn't see that. I know her parents end up dancing around her and she gets very confused.
Yeah.
In the same moment. So that makes sense.
Yeah, in the trees, like it's the trees make out the face, and it's a really nice.
So during the final feast, when she becomes May Queen, I tried so hard to figure it out. What the fuck was on that table?
It was breathing, right?
It was moving. I don't know what the fuck was happening.
I don't know either. I don't really care. I think it's dope, though. I think it's creepy as hell.
Like, I just want to know. What the fuck was that?
I'm guessing it was like a boar or something, and then it just, for whatever reason, is breathing.
But it wasn't. It was so shaped like a human torso.
Ooh, it could have been that guy they were hanging with the birdcage. Because they take his body.
The guy that got blood eagled?
Yeah, I don't. Is that what they call it? I don't know.
Yeah.
They could have taken all his like organs and.
Because it's you basically pull their ribs apart and then rip their lungs out through their back and flay them open like wings, which is exactly what happened. Yeah. Also, am I entirely on drugs? But when we first see him. All hung up like that, was he not? Were his lungs not still moving?
No.
Crazy. Most people would have died from shock.
Well, Geek, this is again a heightened sense of reality, like most movies are. Uh, so I'm guessing you can live a little bit longer than that. I mean,
but then the one dude dies from one little club to the head that didn't even go that far in. That makes no sense.
head trauma is dangerous, buddy. My favorite scene, my favorite bit in this film is when they're taking the tour around like campus things. He goes, "Are we just not gonna recognize there's a bear?" And
Yeah, nobody brings up the bear.
no, it brings up the bear, and then it disappears forever. It's a Chekhov's gun.
What?
Yep.
Oh, some guy's upset.
A lot of people are upset.
Well, no. So I was reading reading something about the blood eagle scene, and they're like, the lungs wouldn't be able to inflate when they're outside of your body like that. It's like, well, yeah. Honestly, that part, I assume he's actually dead because when you cut to under him, he's not breathing.
Mm-hmm.
He's not alive. I think that was just. We are looking at that scene through the perspective of Christian, who is strung the fuck out.
I was supposed to say he's on so many drugs.
I think the actual breathing is just Christian, but like perceiving it as that and not actually happening.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I think they're drugged up this whole fucking movie, and it's by things like that are all.
It explicitly shows us when they're drugged up.
Yeah.
And he was very drugged up and also just got done with a really weird sex ritual.
Yeah. I always forget that this is in the movie too. It's just like
so many questions.
I love the moment it's done. She's like, I can feel the baby. I'm like, what?
That's
what
crazy. Well, she's also strung out. So
everyone in that fucking camp is strung out, dude. No one knows what the fuck's going on.
No, some of them do. Pele?
The soccer player?
Yeah, maybe that's what he was named after. But the Swedish friend that brings them all there, his name is one of those three.
Sure.
He's not strung out like ever. Neither is his brother, who I don't know if is actually his brother, and then he dies.
Why just tolerate so well?
Because they set him on fire. Also, whatever they gave him for the pain really did not work, because that guy, take this, you won't feel pain. He is screaming. He is burning alive. And I don't know feels about you, it.
But fire hurts, and
well, if I get drugged, I don't know, man. I took one actual pain medication ever. Pretty sure you could have shot me 37 times in the chest and I would not have felt it.
Bro took ibuprofen once.
No. Like I took an actual like drug pain medication once. And that's why it freaked me out to learn that people like take it all the time, because that just taking it once, and I like needed to, because I had thrown out my back and could not move. Mm-hmm. Like breathing hurt so fucking. So took one, and oh my god, I was like, never again. How do people? And then I was like, Kurt Angle was taking 60 of these a day. What the fuck was he doing? How? This is terrifying.
Why do you think Angle went crazy those few years?
But that was terrifying, dude.
And he was terrifying.
Like just taking one of them was terrifying. And then I was like, people be taking these all day, all the time. Like, Dr. House, how the fuck did you function?
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at what because Danny takes Ativan at the beginning of the film. I wanted to make sure it wasn't like a disorder that's not just anxiety. It's just an anxiety disorder. I didn't know. I forgot what Ativan was meant for. Usually when I take,
I don't know what it's for.
Anxiety. It's for anxiety disorders.
Yeah. I made an assumption. And what?
And seizures.
Oh.
So.
Maybe she had a lot of seizures and that's what gave her anxiety.
No, I think her bipolar sister threatening to kill herself and her parents probably did that.
Ah. As the
'Cause she's
boyfriend says,
always
she does that every other day, so who cares?
yeah. Her cry at the beginning of the film is haunting. When she's crying in Kristen's lap,
When she's just very
that
loudly
scream
screaming.
cry.
Yeah.
It's fucking haunting.
I
If
don't
I
know. That
heard that,
that one didn't move me.
Geek, if you heard that in your apartment building, would you not be a little freaked out?
I don't know.
Y-
Maybe. I mean, I would assume somebody is currently actively dying.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I guess it would depend on like what apartment it's coming from and whether I would care or not. I've met a few people, so I'd be like, "Oh, what's wrong?" Or I'd be like, "I don't know you. I'm gonna go back to my house."
Geek.
What? What? Why are
You're
you
supposed to check
judging?
on people.
I'm not gonna go randomly knock on the door of some screaming person that I don't even know who they are, even like tangentially,
Why not?
because that's weird.
That's how you make friends.
No.
Or get shot.
What am I
Either one.
supposed to do? Knock and then like be like, you know, I'm a Jehovah's
good?
Witness. If you like, what am I doing?
Have you ever thought about, instead of crying, taking Jesus as a Lord and Savior?
No, Jehovah's Witnesses are different. Do some research into them. It's interesting.
That I mixed up.
What? What?
The Mormons I mixed up with them.
Yes.
Fuck.
But also, no, Jehovah's Witnesses are weird. I'm allowed to say that. My entire family was Jehovah's Witnesses. I went to multiple of their big cult celebration-y things.
Oh, but they're a cult, but this isn't, you know.
Yes.
The
Also,
thing about Jehovah's
who's Morbius?
Jared Leto?
Yeah, thank you. Couldn't remember his name. He leads a cult,
Yeah, I know he does.
an actual cult.
Yeah, he also is the lead singer of 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah. Well, that's why he started the cult.
Because he's told everyone it takes 30 seconds to get to Mars.
Well, no. No.
He was the first Elon. I know he has a cult. But he's got like the punch type of cult. Fuck me. The drink the punch type of cult.
I don't know if that's true.
I think I'm gonna go with yeah.
I don't think they're drinking any punch.
They will.
No.
Do you have like a small interest in cults? Like, I don't watch documentaries typically, but whenever I see a cult documentary, I'm all ears.
No. I think I've only ever really like kind of learned about one cult, and I've already forgot. The California one that got the one type of shoes like banned. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
The shoes banned? No, I remember the one I think in Texas where they had a shootout with the FBI.
Nike shoe. Yeah, no. So Heaven's Gate. It was Heaven's Gate.
Oh,
of course it was.
Yeah.
But they had a very specific shoe thing. They all wore a very specific like type of Nikes. Yeah, all 39 were dressed in identical black shirts and sweatpants and brand new black and white Nike Decades. And Nike discontinued the Nike Decades after this happened.
They did a fucking Bronco with it?
So yeah, with the Nike Decades, they're not that cool of shoes, but they never made them again, so now they're like super rare and
I do need to see what they look like though.
Interesting. They're just a mid shoe, man. They're just a shoe.
I still want to.
What do they cost on eBay right now? You want to buy some Nike Decades? They'll cost you. Okay, actually, we're just gonna sort by
For $1,500.
How do I look at there? I know there's a way on eBay to see like recently purchased, but I don't actually know how. I guess that's not important. But the first three posts, $1,300, $800, $1,500 for the Nike Decades.
Huh.
Ooh, those are. Ooh, if I spend $1,500, I can get a pair that fits.
Honestly, just put those up and just see who notices that it's the Heaven's Gate.
Yeah,
fucking-
right. Yeah.
I can't remember what the cult is, and because the one I was watching was about white supremacy. Because I was like, how does cults connect to white supremacy? Pretty easily. It's like a 1 degree.
What? So I'm guessing you're talking about the Branch Davidians?
Maybe.
And something called the Waco Siege, a 51-day standoff between the Branch Davidians and federal authorities in 1993, concluding with a deadly fire that resulted in the deaths of over 80 people.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking about.
All right.
The 90s were a weird time of a lot of
cults
and a lot of terrorism. Because Oklahoma City happened, the first bombing of the Twin Towers. A lot of fucking terrorism and cults.
Yeah, but the 90s were a better time. Remember? That's what everybody says.
Yes. Yeah, double three-peat, bitch. You don't even have a championship in your city.
Untrue. The Minnesota Frost literally just won yesterday.
Okay, and the Chicago Sky have a fucking WNBA championship. I don't. Like 2 years ago.
Oh, you heard it here first, guys. Grayson doesn't think women's sports are real.
No, I'm saying
that's what he said. That's what he said. Freeze it on that.
Championship.
Sorry, I had to pull out the Charles Woodson.
I don't have a Chicago team for the PWHL. I don't even have a team yet because I don't have a Chicago team.
Had to pull out the Charles Woodson for that one. You've seen that clip, right? Him and Brady talking about fumbles, and Brady's like, yeah, if you have your hands out like this, it's real easy to knock it out. But if I have my hands like this, it's not that easy, right? Go ahead and try it. Charles slaps it, and he's like, see? No fumble. But then if I have my arms open like this, go ahead, slaps it. See? Fumble. Or in this case, tuck rule. And freeze it on net.
I think you're talking about Barkley for some reason. I don't know why.
I literally said Charles Woodson like 3 times.
Yeah, I think the Woodson. Now I'm thinking of like what
freeze it on net.
I think the PWHL team I would have to take would be Minnesota. They're closest. I mean,
they also have distance from you doesn't matter, but
it matters more than you think.
Not to me. All my teams are really far away, except the Rockies, who are 6 blocks. But whatever. I don't even know if that's accurate. Team. Yeah.
They probably will still have 9 wins when this comes out in a month.
Hold on. They could be winning right now. They almost beat the Cubs once.
Oh my god! And then PCA became PCA.
I gotta go see your favorite team, who also sucks, play my favorite team, who sucks on the
team also fucking sucks.
The 4th of July for me is gonna be really fun. Gonna go watch Rockies White Sox. Let's go.
The Fireworks will score more.
Honestly, probably. I could see that being like a 21-18 type final score. Just go full football with it.
I mean, it's not the first time the Rockies have done that this year.
Right. When 2 bad teams play, sometimes they go crazy. Right. Back to Midsommar, though.
Yeah. I love how I got the hockey. In a movie about summer, which takes place fully in the day, almost in the day. There are night scenes.
Yeah,
but
it's not completely dark. I didn't know Sweden was far enough north that it didn't get dark.
Well, they say at the beginning of the film, it got dark for a few hours.
Right, but like that is very far north to be doing that. You know what I mean? Like, because yeah.
Because planet spin.
Well, yeah. I don't know why, but I never think of Sweden being that far north. Because I always picture Russia just kind of blocking everything off from being north.
It's connected to Russia.
What? Thank you.
Well, you gotta think about it, like the UK is like latitudinally like equal with like Chicago and Seattle.
That makes sense. The weather being Seattle and like London and
Chicago-ish. Yeah.
Ireland is all the same. Chicago's weather's not the same. That's mostly influenced by the lake, though, isn't it?
Yeah, the lake really fucks us over.
Yeah. That's why Chicago sucks and won't be on my list.
Fuck you. You're a mile high. Fuck off.
You act like I like it here.
You're a mile high and your baseball team can't even hit dinger. That poor Triceratops is so sad. That Triceratops is depressed as fuck.
Poor dinger.
You guys have the greatest, like...
We have great mascots, great uniforms. We have a perfect mascot, great uniforms, the best stadium in baseball, and the worst team. Just the worst. Just the worst.
It's like the one thing you're missing is competency in that team. Besides everything else, like
we should be good. like genuinely, we should be up there with like Dodgers, Yankees, these teams that people think of, and instead we're just like the laughing stock of baseball. Kyle Freeland just gave up a home run. The Mets take a 3-0 lead in the 4th inning.
I've never been a Mets. I'm every time I check baseball scores, I'm like, I hope the Rockies are losing because I can just go to Geeky and be like, haha.
That's so fucked up. You just want somebody to be worse than the White Sox last year, so you don't have to be remembered as the worst team of all time.
I kind of like having that badge. It's like the Lions being owned. You kind of hold that forever, right?
Well, and then the Browns got it. Nobody cared about the Lions anymore.
But the Browns got it in the worst way possible. They were actually competitive. The Lions weren't competitive that year. They walked out of bounds in their own fucking end zone. They got Calvin Johnson. Then they got Calvin Johnson the previous year.
I was going to say they had Calvin. They got Stafford.
They still not got a ring for it, but Stafford does.
Yeah. Deserved.
Real. Anyways, back to Midsommar, the horror movie.
Yeah.
Sweden. What would you read on Letterboxd?
I haven't done that yet. I probably should.
You gotta log it, boy. Can I keep up?
I don't have to.
Yes, you do.
Nobody is paying attention to my Letterboxd.
I am.
Why?
Because anytime I'm on, because I get bored and I check Letterboxd and I'm like, what has Miller watched? What has Jake watched? What has Aman Vellani watched?
Bro said he was interested in what I've watched, but then doesn't name me and the people he's checking to see what they've watched.
Because you don't log as much.
That's because I only watch stuff for this.
Exactly.
Because basically all I watch outside of that is like either TV shows or YouTube videos. And even then, like, I don't know. The last new TV show I watched was like, I watched The Rookie.
That finished the season like 2 weeks ago. That was good TV show. I love the TV show.
God damn it, what is his name? The main character.
Nathan Fillion?
Yeah, thank you. Dude, my brain is not working. I have to go play D&D in like 30 minutes, and my brain is no workout.
Your brain better start working because you got to do Math Rock soon.
No, it's fine. My character's pointless, dude.
It's a one shot.
Yeah, that's why. But they're supposed to be sorcerers, but I built a sorcerer who can't use magic, basically.
He's going to use his hands.
Maybe. Somebody's going to catch these hands.
Who's running the one shot?
Kenny.
Okay.
So I'm not even sure if I'm going live for it. I hope I am. I like money.
It's your stream day. Yeah, it's stream day for you.
If I don't, as soon as D&D's over, I'll just do a late night stream.
Yeah, that's why it surprised me. You're like, let's do 6 o'clock your time. Like, that means we have an hour. Usually we go a little bit over an hour for your stream time.
They wanted to start playing D&D at 7, which really means at 8. Well, so 9 their time. So really 10 their time. You know how D&D works.
Yeah.
I gotta rate this movie. What would I rate this movie? Something that'll piss Grayson off, I'm sure. I don't know.
I'm
like,
not as defensive over this movie.
like a 3.5. Like it's good,
No,
but
I gave it a 4. So
I
that's
just
perfect.
can't go that much higher because again, the main character's fucking pointless.
I love Danny. Okay,
No,
and that's the only costume
she's great.
who has worn
I just
of her own characters.
no, it's great. I just. It's the Indiana Jones problem. Everybody loved Indy. He didn't fucking matter. Because if he because it's the, if he's not in that movie, the bad guys still find the thing and they look at it and they die and nothing changes.
That's fair.
Like,
That's fair.
None of his actions matter. And that's just the same thing here. I'm not being a hater. It's just true.
That's fair. No, that's fair. But I thought you were gonna go well out low with it, and then I was gonna be like a little pissy, but like not very defensive of this compared to other films we've talked about. But you give it a proper rating.
It, like most movies I watch, it was fun.
You're like,
It's
I fucking
fine.
hate how you're like, it's fine.
I mean, it's fine. This is really one of those movies where I don't know if I'll ever like sit down and be like, yes, I want to watch Midsommar.
I'll watch if I really want to see someone's reaction. Like if someone's like, I want to go into horror movies, I'm like, okay. And then like, do you want to go in like the shallow end? We'll start with something like nice and easy.
Yeah, this does not feel like a
end?
horror movie.
Well, when
I got more scared during The Mummy.
Because all the hot people were there?
No, the jump scares. Because I'm never ready for them. Not like I'm actually scared.
I gotta find a jump scare heavy movie then.
But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I always know when jump scares are coming because you can tell because they lower the music to like prep you.
Oh, I don't know if I pay attention to that. Also, it depends because if my air conditioner in my apartment kicks on, I can barely hear what's going on in the movie any fucking ways.
Maybe turn off the air conditioning.
No, because then it'll get
May.
hot.
It's May.
Yeah, but it gets hot in this apartment.
Okay, open a fucking window.
No, because it's 3 a.m. and my TV would be loud.
And fuck those other people.
That's fucked up.
Nah. Movie better. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I just want to remind everyone that Grayson's stupid.
Why? Because I picked a good movie?
No, because you keep pronouncing it wrong.
Midsommar. It's how it's fucking spelled. Again, you're gonna hate me when we talk about Witch because I refuse to call it the Witch.
That's how it's spelled. Is insane because you don't do that
That's
for
how the
any
Witch is
other
spelled.
movie, except for these two for no reason. You just like to be stupid for no reason.
They're spelled weirdly, and I think it's fun to say. Do you not like that, Fun Geek?
But that's not fun.
Why are you running upstairs? Dude, you came down yourself.
Yeah, but I won't go upstairs. I don't like it down here anymore.
You heard my mom going upstairs. He's like, okay, I'm gonna go upstairs now. I'm like, dude, you came down here yourself.
Yeah, no, he's going up there himself, you weirdo. Stop judging the dog.
I'm judging the dog. Anyways, next week we will have a special guest on covering Spooderman.
Which one? I don't know. Find out next week.
No, we're covering Spooderman. There's no other movie called just Spooderman.
There's no movie called Spooderman.
There's no movie just called Spider-Man either. It's just one. There's just one Spider-Man movie.
No.
The other has a prefix? No, it's not prefix. Title? I don't know. Another one has the other thing. The opposite version of that. Remember to like, subscribe, do whatever podcast you prefer. Until then, when we have a special guest on, bye-bye.